You good? Okay. All right, we will call the meeting to order. This is the time and the place for the September 15th, 2025 Marshalltown Community School District Board meeting. Welcome to all of you joining us here this evening. Welcome as well to anybody who might be watching via the live stream. We'll do introductions for the members of the board who are here this evening. Starting to my left, we've got Karina Hernandez and Leah Stanley. To my right, we have Sarah Faltis. We've also got two of our student school board reps here this evening, Miley Dougal and Audrey Miller Pfeiffer. Immediately to my right at the center table is Randy Denham, our board secretary. Joining us online or via Zoom is Dr. Theron Schutte, our superintendent of schools. Right, Dr. Schutte? Hey, there he is.
I'm here.
And I am Sean Heitman, the board president. We've got a pink sign-up sheet there on the speaker's table for anybody who wants to address the board during public comment time. You will be given 5 minutes to speak to the board. Please understand that Iowa law prohibits the discussion of specific employees of the district or their job performance. Also, in accordance with board policy, board members will not respond to comments made so that we can comply with open meeting laws. With those items out of the way, would you all please join me in reading the mission statement of the Marshalltown Community School District? We develop learners who have the knowledge, skills, and positive mindset to successfully pursue a meaningful future through personalized learning experiences. And please stand as you're able and join in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Are there any changes to the agenda?
We do have one change this evening. We have the donation from Legends for the sale of Bobcat burgers for this last year. So that is added to the consent agenda.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
So moved. Second.
Faltis, Stanley. All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed, say no. Motion carries 4-0. Abby, do you have some recognitions, perhaps?
So Brady from Legends American Grill is here tonight to present Marshalltown High School Athletics Director Ryan Isgrig a donation on the past year's sale of the Bobcat Burger in the amount of $2,020. I'll pass it over to you if you want to say a few words.
This feels like second nature. This is like year 4, I believe, of us doing the Bobcat Burger. Like I say, every year going into it. But we started with something that was hopefully just something small to help out the school. Has turned into probably the biggest thing we could have ever done. This year, by far and away, we blew out the number that we had last year, which we thought was going to be next to impossible number to do. This year, we sold with the double dollar days that we did during the Burger Battle, you got $2,020 for this year's donation into the thing. We started off hopefully to hit 1,000 one year. Now we're up to 2020. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. The Bobcat Burger is a top 3 selling item for us, right behind our tenderloin. So it is an unbelievable thing. The community gets involved. A lot of people come out to get it. They ask about it. They can't find it on the menu because we do have a very big menu. People are coming out and asking for the Bobcat Burger. So this year, once again, during the Burger Battle, they absolutely killed it. Last year, I think you won by a slim margin. This year, I was telling them, you were up like by 300 going into the second to last week of the thing, and it kind of was just like, The exact number I don't have off the top of my head, but it was well over 200 ahead of the second place team. I got a lot of people, you got a lot of school board members, a lot of school teachers, a lot of people that work for the school district that are pushing it, that I hear through the community, that come out and see me and say they're talking about the Bobcat Burger people and getting it going. So love the fact that it's kind of taken off the way it has. So with that, once again, 2 years in a row, back-to-back champions. Marshtown wins the Battle of the Burger. Congratulations. $2,020.
Perfect.
I hate talking in public. Now I'm gonna send this back so I can get your plaque made. The little placard. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Brady.
Thanks, Brady.
Okay, looking at the consent agenda, we've got minutes from the September 1st, September 2nd?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, because the first was a holiday.
Yes.
Thanks. Yep. September 2nd board meeting. Jackie, any items to note in personnel this evening? Okay. Looking at interagency agreements and contracts, there's a service agreement between the school district and Computer Information Concepts for software hosting and custom programming services. And an amendment to the MCSD Mentor Program Handbook to correct the meeting requirement for second-year mentees. A letter of attestation for the sexual risk avoidance education to verify that requirements specific to House File 766 have been met. An agreement between the school district and Arbiter Sports for a one-year subscription for scheduling and integration services, and a 2-year service agreement between or with Train USA for scheduled HVAC preventative maintenance. Any questions about any of those items? Looking at open enrollments, there is one out. Randy, any items to note in bills or the monthly financials?
No.
Any questions for Randy about the bills or the monthly financials? There is one project or research project to approve for a teacher at Lenahan Intermediate School. Heidi, you want to come up and talk to us about it at all? Sure. Come on up.
I am requesting approval to do an action research project in my class at Lenahan, which would run from October to December. I'm in a graduate class, and this is my final culmination for my Master's of Curriculum Studies. So once I complete this, I'll be done. The research project proposed is using vocabulary in the classroom, teaching explicit multimodal daily vocabulary strategies to see what effect that'll have on my complex needs students with their vocabulary retention, acquisition, and also reading comprehension. So I'll be teaching comprehension every day in a 25-minute session using multimodal strategies and seeing where that takes us and what happens with that at the end of the study. So,
Anybody have any questions for Heidi? Okay, thanks.
thank you.
Good luck.
Yes.
The Transportation Department has a couple of vehicles that they would like to have declared obsolete so they can be disposed of. And we've got a few gifts or donations. The donation from Legends American Grill in the amount of $2,020 that Brady was just here to present. But also an award from the Bell and Blank Center for talent development in the amount of $5,000. A donation from Marshtown Walmart of school supplies with an approximate value of $2,050. And then a donation from Cindy Ioli in memory of Ron Ioli to Anson Elementary. Do we know the amount, Randy?
We have not gotten the amount. I believe it was $75 per classroom is what they were intending to donate
Okay.
to. Yep.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
We're moved.
Second.
Hernandez, Faltis? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. That motion carries 4-0. Nobody's on the pink sheet, which means, Sandy, come on down.
Good evening. I'm Sandy Bennett. I'm a retired speech-language pathologist who worked in the schools for 39 years. and purposely moved to Iowa because it was a much better state for schooling than the one I grew up in. I'm coming to you tonight as a member of Citizens for Community Improvement in the state of Iowa, which is CCI. And this year we have three goals or three programs that we're really working toward. Trying to get clean water, trying to pass again the Cancer Gag Act that was then vetoed, and then the public schools. And I have two initiatives that the board is looking at. We want to fully fund public schools, which means that we will be asking the legislature for 5%. Dreams, but that's okay. And then we also would like to look at eliminating the voucher. And if we aren't able to eliminate the voucher, we at least want to go back to a cap. Right now we have no cap. It's costing us millions of dollars, which comes away from our public schools. And if we're not able to do some of the stopping, we could be like the state of Arizona, who is spending over $1 billion now for their voucher program. So those are the two areas. I will be asking for signatures. Would you like a copy of the petition? Yeah.
Thank you.
The petition that I will ask people to sign states on the back the two proposals that we have. So everybody will have the chance to read what the proposals are before they decide if they want to sign. I will need 500 signatures, or after I call the auditor's office, there's a % of the number of people who voted in the last school board. So whichever one is less is what I will be looking for. Then I will come back to you and just let you know that we accomplished it, and that when it comes to the legislature, that we just like for you to continue to support it. So, any questions for me? I presented to the retired educators, and this woman said, "You are so passionate about this. How do you carry this on?" But and then I worked for the AEA, so having the AEAs crushed was really hard. But if we can get our public schools back up to where they were, that's the goal that we would like to accomplish. And I understand I'm back on the agenda on the 6th. Is that right, Dr. Schutte? That I come back on the 6th?
Yes, the board leadership will discuss and then determine whether to put it back on the agenda on the 6th.
Okay. Thank you.
Are you asking us to sign, or do you want us to get
Oh,
signatures?
I would love for you to sign, or if you'd like to take it and see if you could fill it for me, that would be wonderful.
So can I ask a question, Sandy?
Of course.
So you're trying to collect 500 signatures.
They have to be people in the Marshalltown School District.
And then what does the 500 signatures get you, I guess is what I'm,
Well, actually, it's a way of showing the legislature.
you're just trying to show that you've got support for it,
That
right?
we have support.
Right, okay.
yes. And I know it's gone before Webster City already, and Ames is really close to taking it to their school board too. So, it's being worked on throughout the state. And yes, it's a matter of just showing the
Right.
state that
That-
public schools need to be worked on.
And that there's a lot of people out there that feel the same way that you feel.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So people, they can sign the petition individually to support the cause, and then we'll discuss whether to bring the resolution back for a board vote at the next meeting.
Okay. That's fine. I'll be here. So do you want to keep those? Yeah, okay. Sure. Thank you again.
Thank you, Sandy.
Thanks, Sandy.
Not just for being here tonight, but for all the other stuff that
Yes,
you do
for
out
sure.
there, so.
Okay.
She's here a lot, not just today.
What's that?
I've seen her several times here. so Thank you for being
Yeah, it's
supportive of us.
It's been something that I should have been doing a long time, but it's been wonderful. I've learned so much about the schools. It's amazing.
Thank you for being an audience.
Tracy, you ready?
All right, so next week is, not this yet, next week is National Gear Up Week. And so I just wanted to kind of highlight some of the things that Gear Up is doing right here with the class of 2029. Last year, all students attended an on-site hands-on career fair. 209 students attended at least one college visit. 53 students attended a career-focused job site visit. 311 students had college career conversations focused on their futures. This year, I'm going to continue with that, plus some academic assistance will be offered to students during ENR or as it's needed. College and career exposure, so far, 9 visits have been planned. Actually, it's more like 13 now, to go to college and career site places. Advising has already begun and will continue throughout the year. This will be with small groups or one-to-one based, and skills-based learning will take place based on their can-do-you lessons. And so I brought 2 of my kids with me, and they can kind of talk about how their transition from Miller to the high school has been.
My name's Angelia French. I'm talking about Gear Up. Gear Up has been great for my transition from middle school to high school. I think it's really good that we get to obviously tell her what we're interested in, and then she obviously plans the colleges. And it's just been really great to figure out what college I do want to go to and what majors interest me and everything. And also with the transitioning and the academic assistance, I think a lot of students really like that she checks in on them and makes sure that their grades are up and that they can go to college, and helps with that also a lot.
I'd like to follow up. I'm Kenny Nagayan. I'm a freshman. As she said, this is great academic assistance because, like Tracy said, 200 students attended at least one college visit, which is a great academic boost to see what you would like to do when you grow up. It also mentioned in the Gear Up website that it also helped kids with low income, and I think it was first generation students too, which could be a great impact because not only that says that it helps everybody, but it helps all the students in the community school district, meaning that every person in here impacts culture.
I like to add on that. Our school district does have a lot of low-income students or students that are immigrants or have parents that haven't went to college. And I think some students might not have a ride to go see the colleges or don't have the resources to go be able to see all the majors they are and their colleges and what they can do. And I think Gear Up has been really helpful with that, to have all the students visit at least one college, because every student has done one.
Yeah, like she said, advising has already began, and it will continue throughout the school year, in small groups, like one-on-one. I went to a college for Gear Up. It was Ellsworth and Kirkwood, which was a part of the program, and I think it was a great opportunity because I got to talk to a lot of people there, and they showed me all the places, and it makes me more prepared to where I want to be.
This is kind of it. Sorry, we're gonna one last time. But visiting the colleges and seeing all the teachers, there's people who do like have interest in the same majors as you do. Like if you go and visit Warburg, obviously, like since I did that, there's students who have the same like jobs that they want to do or majors that they would like to do. Like me and Kenny both want to go into law. And so it's great just to meet people also and meet even like adults who can help with that with resources. That's all.
So are you talking visits you went on last year or visits you've already gone on this year or both?
Last year.
Okay. And that was as 8th graders, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Correct. Yep. And I got
We're going on even more.
like 13 already scheduled for
Yes.
this school year. So
So where are we going for visits this year?
I'm taking some kids to Co. I'm taking some kids that are specifically want to do engineering to Iowa State. I've got UNI, I've got University of Iowa, I've got Kirkwood, I've got Ellsworth. Sure there'll be several like chances. MCC. I took a lot of kids out there last year. Where else?
Went to Des Moines.
Allen, some medical. Kids want to do a medical, so just a wide
Wartburg.
variety. Wide variety.
Very nice.
So Gear Up serves the whole ninth grade, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
All 4 years.
Yeah, nice. So when you go to the field trips, there's a cap of students that you can take at a time?
Correct.
Yeah.
But I like to keep it small and
Yeah.
then it's more beneficial for them and
Yeah, for sure.
everything else. So, yep.
That's great.
Any other questions, comments? Okay, well, thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Tracy.
Okay, the next item on the agenda, that out-of-state field trip request, Derek Clausen is unavailable, so that we're going to table that for the next meeting, because I think that trip is not, it's not imminent.
Oh, March.
It's not till March, so that'll come back probably at the first October meeting for approval. Okay. Hey, Amanda.
Okay. So I'm here as part of using the teacher quality funds is to give a reflective presentation to the board as to what I use the funds for. And this past July, I went to the Bell and Blank Talent and Development Fellowship in the University of Iowa. Just a general statement, I am not a Hawkeye fan, so I apologize to those who I might offend by going to this program. But overall, my main goal by going was to better my students and my own teaching practices, because I kind of was thrown into an English 10 honors course, which Miss Stanley, I had your son, I've had Audrey as well in my class, so it was like a learning curve for them and myself, and I wanted to really see how can I best support my advanced learners, because I focused a lot in my previous years for those with lower skills as well as English language learners. So after my time at the fellowship, I was given a lot of resources and tools to kind of implement into my practices. And now I'm kind of starting the progression into my honors course right now. So that was my personal goal at the beginning of the fellowship. They had us take a few moments and write down a goal for the entire week. It was a week-long fellowship at the University of Iowa. It was interesting to go back to college because we got to stay in a dorm and eat dormitory food. And I'm like, oh, this is great, guys. I went to Graceland University, which is a very small private college, and it didn't take 30 minutes to go from one side of the campus to the other. So it was a nice experience all around. My key takeaways from this entire experience is kind of like different jargon and academic terminology I wasn't used to before. I've always known like talented and gifted was a thing. I didn't understand the difference between talented and gifted versus accelerated learners, and kind of how it's not just a holistic approach to education, it can be specific to content areas. And I didn't know what twice exceptionality was. I've had some colleagues bring it up to me before, but it wasn't something that I really remember from my time in my education program at Graceland. So getting to understand what those specific terminologies are and how my own students are affected by those terminologies is really eye-opening for myself. And one big takeaway that they really expressed to us, by they I mean Dr. Randy Lange and Jolene Toliski, who are amazing, vibrant and exuberant individuals, that inclusion in the classroom isn't just about special education ELL students. Sometimes our accelerated learners are forgotten and kind of pushed to the side because we just might assume as educators, oh, they can do anything. They've got this in the bag. But in reality, they might not be pushed hard enough, or the extension opportunities that we have might be limited because we're so focused on the special education students or those who are English language learners. And so for me, I really enjoyed getting all the evidence-based practices, and within my cohort of about 10 to 12 educators from across the state and nation, we had a school psychologist from Washington come because she heard about this fellowship, and it was a eye-opening experience for her as well, and she's one of my close friends now. Throughout this entire experience, we got to see from like southern part of Iowa to the northeastern to the northwestern and see what's working for them, and how a lot of students in rural communities especially are not as fortunate as Marshalltown to have advanced courses. And so kind of taking that back and really working with Dr. Lange and Dr. Tuleski, they've been kind of my guide as I'm trying to strengthen my teaching pedagogy for my honors course. And so they really helped me reflect on how I'm teaching and how I can better support my students. So what's next for after this lovely fellowship is basically I'm planning on using a lot of DOK level 3 and 4 questionnaires, as well as quizzes and summative assessments in both my general education classes, but in my advanced courses in a newer way. So instead of just saying, okay, explain what the theme is, how did you get there? Kind of giving them more hands-on opportunities and activities to get there. One thing I've really been focusing on so far this semester, the first 3 weeks, is data integration, especially from the A-reading and ISAS from the spring, as well as the writing prompts from the first couple weeks. We have some work to do, especially in my general education class, but no matter what, and I believe my own students here can vouch that I've always had high expectations from my students, despite where they are in the English language arts. So I'm just excited to really push them further. And I plan on collaborating with Mrs. Fritzell, who is our current XLP coordinator for the district, for the high school, I mean, and help gain new ideas for enrichment opportunities for my English 10 honors course, as well as we're shifting ENRs in the high school. I plan on doing a lot of like intense MTSS structure, but I want to also include extension opportunities for those who might need a little bit more push and growth in some sort of area for ELA. And thankfully, because they are so nice and kind, Dr. Lange and Dr. Tuleski will actually be paying me a visit during the fall/winter and observe in my classroom, so that way we can share it with our cohort, because we're going to be meeting 2 more times throughout the next couple of months, and I can get more feedback from them as far as how I'm doing in my course. So, and my very last slide is every fellowship year they go and take you to what's this shop? Ray Gun, and it was my first time ever getting a Ray Gun t-shirt, but this is my cohort, and Dr. Lange is towards the back and Dr. Tuleski is towards the side, and it was just a great time overall. So do you guys have any questions for me?
What is a twice exceptional student?
So a twice exceptional student is someone that could be accelerated in a subject or multiple subjects, but also have a mental disability. So like if you are on the autism spectrum, but you're accelerated in math, you're considered twice exceptional.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this, I assume you had to apply to get into this, Amanda?
Yes, so the main way I found out is that Mr. Bolivar sent out an email saying, hey, look at these opportunities. And I was like, oh, this sounds great, because I need more knowledge about my topic. So I applied. Dr. Lange was like, you got this. And the rest is history. So, yeah.
So my oldest spent a lot of time at Balaam Lake, just in accelerated programs, and so I have a very high level of respect for what they do there. And it's basically the honors program at Iowa as well. So for college-level students, they support the honors program for college students there as well. So,
And they're also in charge of IOPA. And so for rural districts that do not have access or staff to teach AP courses, IOPA is online and it's through the University of Iowa. And it's a great opportunity for those in rural districts that might not have, again, the resources provided.
yep. They can do it for other districts too,
Oh, really? I love that.
not just rural districts, just FYI.
Nice. So, yeah.
Thanks, Amanda. Thank you for going or
you.
Yeah.
and wanting
Sounds
to
exciting.
wanting to
Letting
do it.
me
Sounds
go.
great. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Girls, you're up.
Let's see, I don't know if it's like updated yet. I had some more on there, just scrolling up.
You guys need to come.
Yeah, you got to come over.
Yep.
You got to come over to the.
Just checking.
You can bring your laptop. Yeah.
I'll bring my Chromebook
Yep.
in.
Yep.
I was just making sure, because I was like, I did add some stuff. I had thought about it last night. So. I think we just shared it and then, I don't know, but, oh, it's stuck on the table. I apologize, I have a raspy voice right now. My voice went away.
Too much cheering last week.
Yeah, no, my coach was like, "Hey, we can hear you. You sound like Justin Bieber. Please, just like mouth it." I'm like, "Okay, great." Yes. Okay, so for our student board agenda, no, I don't know if you guys are gonna project it, but basically, this last week we had Coronation and Homecoming, which was super duper fun. For Spirit Week, we had a dress up week. So Monday was Monday Blues. Tuesday was Tropical Vibes Tuesday. For Wednesday, we did White Lie Wednesday. Thursday was Celebrate Your Culture. And then Friday, of course, was Bobcat Spirit for our homecoming game, which was super exciting. Our homecoming parade was on Wednesday this year, and then also Coronation following that. It was a very, very big success. It was super fun. We had so many different floats, different clubs, sports, and then different grades. It was great to see everybody working together and having fun. Everybody also did work very hard on their floats. I think that was the most colorful parade I think I've ever seen. It was wonderful. But yes, it did pay off very much. For Coronation, it was a blast. Firsthand, it was super duper exciting, super thrilling. Again, I didn't write this, but all of our candidates seemed to have a lot of fun, and we did. There was a lot of amazing ball gowns that I saw a lot of my friends in. It was super exciting to see us all dressed up and have fun, and yeah, it was very, very exciting. We crowned our king and queen. So our king was Eric Martinez. He is, of course, a 12th grader, but he is a very, very wonderful individual. He's always got a smile on his face. His laugh is very, very infectious, and it's just wonderful to be around him. Our queen is Sako Matthews. She is one of the nicest people I've ever met. Absolutely amazing. And both are very wonderful people to be around, and I'm glad that they got crowned. They're very, very good in that position. And then our next slide.
So at the high school, we have it's sort of like a club. It's called Literature Over Lunch. So during the lunch periods, students are able to come into the library, and we usually pick a book to read, and then that next month we all come back together and we talk about the book that we read, all bunch of stuff like that. And I've personally been a part of it since my freshman year. I really enjoyed it because I love reading and all that sort of stuff. And also we've had speakers come in, mainly poets, and they talk about their work. And I'm not really a big fan of poetry myself, but it's very interesting to see how they put their own stories into their own words and like form it, and so it's like a blend of all this stuff, and I enjoy it sometimes. And that's pretty much it.
Okay, so This next upcoming month is one of our biggest things that we usually do for NHS, which is our NHS blood drive. We usually host it in the auditorium, or like right inside the lobby. It's gonna happen from October 14th to October 17th, and this allows students to go in and give blood to our community. They usually take, I think it's a full bag of blood, which is crazy for me anyway. But you do actually earn, if you do 3 times, you can earn your red cord, which is just like giving blood, helping our community. And you also get, I'm pretty sure you get silver cord hours as well, which is also really cool. Students from all grades will be helping with running both stands, so helping with our snack stand, which is after they draw the blood, so make sure we don't pass out. And then before, so making sure prepped, just like good blood sugar, good iron, making sure everything's good. It usually happens during like A, B, C, and D lunch, and during certain periods as well. And if you guys would like to join, you guys can always email Miss Fritzel. We always are taking anybody if you guys are willing to register. Personally, I don't like needles, so yes. Anything helps.
This year, for speech and debate, IHSSA and NSDA will become one unified program for speech and debate participants. The first event is scheduled for September 26th through the 29th. I'm not sure what it's exactly for. I'm pretty sure it's a novice night, if I'm correct. Nationals are set to be in Richmond, Virginia. I've been a part of speech and debate since last year. I've been to a few events. I did mainly more on the debate side, but I'm really looking forward to getting into more of the speech side this year. Like I'm wanting to write an original oratory speech this year for that too. That's pretty much it.
Okay. And then for our last slide, it would be athletics. So just some things that happened a couple weeks prior and last week as well. So September 4th, our girls swimming and diving team won 10 out of 12 events in the Iowa Alliance Conference, which is super exciting for our girls. I think they do an absolutely amazing job, and I love going and watching them. I'm very proud of them. Last Friday, we had our homecoming game. Sadly, the Bobcats lost, but that's okay because homecoming is still super fun, and it was super fun to watch. They put up a really good fight. And then September 11th, that Thursday before our game, the girls' tennis won their meet 7-2 against Waverly Shell Rock. The girls have done absolutely amazing this year. They have crushed it out of the park with how good they are, especially Kate Sandvik and Ellie Downs. They have been some of our absolutely amazing tennis players, and I'm excited to see what they do next. They're absolutely amazing. Yeah.
Anybody have any questions? Aubrey, what are you reading right now? You said you like to read. I'm just curious.
I've been really busy with, since it's the first few weeks of school, so I haven't really been reading a whole lot, but I plan on going to the library sometime this week to get some new books.
Cool.
So I just wanted to, I'm going to put a little plug in for LifeServe does a student scholarship. If you organize your own blood drive and get at least 25 people, you can get a $500 scholarship from LifeServe. So I know NHS is organizing this, but if any of you are interested in that, that's another program through LifeServe.
And I think there's a shortage of ONEG right now, from what I hear, so donate if you can.
Okay. Yes.
Thanks, girls.
Thank
No
you.
problem. Thank you so much.
Do I would notice.
Yeah, Mike? Mike, you wanna give us the Franklin Field update?
Yes. You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Now.
Yep,
Yeah.
now you can.
Perfect. So thank you guys for allowing me to speak tonight. The rest of my team could not make it, but Franklin Field is progressing quite well. Obviously, we haven't had rain in the last month or so, it's actually too dry. So since the last
It was too wet, now it's too dry.
since the last update, we have completely graded and rocked the field. Turf install goes in next week, so you'll start to see it turn green. Rams Construct and a couple other vendors did a great job of getting the playgrounds done in time for school, the upper and lower playground. So those have been turned over to Tim and the Franklin kids. And then as far as some other amenities that you guys will see if you drive by, we'll start doing track install here in about 3 weeks.
Okay.
So a lot of motion, a lot of dirt work, and turned around pretty quick here in the last month. So, other than that, the concession stand is ongoing. You'll start to see that come out of the ground here this week as masonry starts, and get that enclosed here probably second week in October. Goal is to have that done before Christmas or Thanksgiving break.
So, on schedule, ahead of schedule, behind schedule, where are we
We're
at?
roughly right on schedule. We're trying to pull ahead a little bit to try to capture some of the dryness we have to make up for predicted cold starting pretty soon with some of our activities. So on track, but pushing to actually gain some time. Budget-wise, we're on track. I do have some upcoming change orders for the next board meeting, nothing drastic. We're still within our contingencies as far as our contractor side. Those allowances that we had, we have not dipped into the school's contingency for the project at this time. Those will be presented at the next board meeting.
Okay.
Other than that, we've had a audience every day about recess time. We've set some measures in place, so we have a double fence system. So there's 2 barriers. There's a permanent barrier that's part of the project, and then a separate barrier that we put in. So we have two barriers to keep the kids out.
Nice.
So just to try to think over safe there. So kudos to Luis and Eric and Chuck for coming up with those ideas. So.
Yeah, I was up there Sunday morning. I went by and I was like, oh, making some real progress up here.
Yes,
So,
just needed some dry weather. Any questions you guys have, or Dr. Schutte?
No, I don't think so.
nope, must not.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming. We like to hear how well it's going, when it's going well.
Randy, you want to talk about lane changes?
Yep, I can talk about lane changes. So this is the time of year where, because staff have until early September to get their request and paperwork into Jackie and the HR department for lane change movement. So this year, we have 36 staff members who will be moving over lanes at a total cost to the district, excuse me, of just over $182,000. So historically, we've budgeted around $200,000 per year for this. And so we're just slightly under what we anticipated for this year, which is always a good thing. Otherwise, I will open it up for any questions, or if there's any specific questions regarding lane changes that maybe Jackie can help with. Between the two of us, we can answer any questions you all have tonight. So just threw her under the bus. So.
Yeah. Well, at least you offered her up to be thrown under the bus.
Well, that's fine. I will step out first if needed. I am a gentleman. So.
I don't personally have any questions. I'm always impressed to see the commitment amongst our staff at continuing their education and advancing their learning to benefit our students and themselves, but it is a direct benefit to our students. So it's always impressive to me to see that every year. So I didn't see anybody. There's been a couple of years where somebody jumped from like BA to like MA 50, 45, and I'm like, holy cow, you were doing a lot of work over the summer. So.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
or they just waited.
Yep.
Yeah. Does anyone else have any questions or comments?
We definitely have lifelong learners.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. It's great.
And we need to approve that,
Yes,
right?
you need to approve that, yes. Yep.
Is there a motion to approve the 25-26 lane changes as presented?
So second.
Faltus, Stanley? All those those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. That motion carries 4-0. Now, Liz volunteered last meeting to take this meeting's policies. And then she was like, oh, I'm not going to be there. So, Dr. Schutte, were you going to talk to these policies?
I can do that. There were 3 different ones, I believe. 209.6, review and revision of policy. 209.7, review of administrative regulations. And 210.1, annual meeting. All of those are to be marked as reviewed.
Any questions for Dr. Schutte?
No changes to any of these?
No.
Okay.
Okay, they will be all marked as reviewed then. And we'll just go ahead and let Liz do initial review policies for the first meeting in October.
I second
All right. No, I don't think we do. All right, Abby, anything to communicate at the end of the meeting here?
Nothing additional, just a really fun homecoming week.
You took great pictures. Thank you. She does.
Any committee reports? I don't think anything's met, have they? Okay. We've got a finance, I know we've got a finance committee coming up.
Finance next week, yes.
Yep.
And I think SIAC's in like 2 weeks.
Okay, looking at upcoming, we've got our next board meeting is October 6th. It says Maria is going to do initial review policies, but it's going to be Liz. And then you'll note that they've got the school presentations to the board schedule is in there as well. And I know that they're working, Dr. Smith and Dr. Schutte are working on scheduling board visits to the buildings. That'll kind of be done in conjunction with those presentations is the goal. And just one reminder, petitions to be on the ballot are due Thursday.
Thursday by 5 o'clock.
At 5 p.m.
Yes. Unless you want to do a write-in campaign. But
We already discussed that.
Yep. I'm here till 5 o'clock either way Thursday.
I have them. I just forgot them.
Okay.
I have mine.
Yeah, you brought yours. Yeah.
Any items anyone would like on a future agenda? And what have we done this evening to improve education for the students in Marshalltown?
Well, I think both the Balin Blank and the Step Up, the seeing teachers continue to, you said it very well, Sean, seeing them continue to invest in their education on behalf of our children. So I think that's great.
We got to hear from the students. It's always nice to hear from students. I think Gear Up is a great program for our students, and Tracy does a great job. My son is a product of a Gear Up cohort, so I know how much they help them with deciding either a Hawk or Cyclone. So yeah, he went Cyclone, but it's right. But he definitely got a lot of it, so I'm sure kids are getting so much out of it.
I appreciated hearing Amanda Ewing talk about her learning as it relates to
Yes.
helping all students, and particularly those who need to be pushed further. They may be proficient or above, but need to be pushed to reach their highest potential, and make sure that all students' needs are met, not just lower achieving.
Student board members did great.
They did.
First presentation, did awesome. Good job.
Well, if nobody has anything else, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Faltus family? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. That motion carries 4-0, and we are adjourned. Thanks, everybody. Don't get used to it.